Welcome back, Focus Learners. Gearing up for the ESB Level 1 writing examination? You know, staring at a massive syllabus can sometimes feel, well, a little bit like trying to decipher an ancient, impossible code. But don't worry. Today, we're taking that dense syllabus and turning it into a clear, completely actionable roadmap. Okay, let's dive into this and master the blueprint for your ESB Level 1 writing exam.
Here's a quick look at our agenda for this explainer. We're going to break down the ESB Level 1 blueprint, talk about writing about your personal world, and then explore some wider global topics. After that, we'll open up your essential grammar toolkit and wrap up with mastering writing functions. Basically, we're taking a giant checklist and giving you a blueprint and toolbox to get the job done.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the ESB Level 1 Blueprint, Decoding the Syllabus.
Now, every successful construction project starts with a really clear understanding of the architectural plans, right? Well, your exam success starts right here. We're taking this syllabus checklist and building a logical roadmap. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the official guide actually divides the syllabus into two very distinct columns. You've got topics in one column and main grammar points and functions in the other. This isn't just some random formatting choice. It's a deliberate separation of what you need to write about and the mechanics of how you're expected to write about it. It's literally the ultimate cheat sheet for what your examiner is looking for.
Moving right along to Section 2, writing about your world, the personal sphere.
Let's zero in on the topics part of our blueprint first. This chunk of the syllabus deals directly with your personal everyday life. The exam wants to see that you can comfortably discuss the immediate world around you. We're talking about describing people, places, your friends, and things you own. It covers daily interactions, your home life, staying fit, your hobbies, food, and of course, shopping. These are the foundational blueprints of the exam. You absolutely must be prepared to write about these everyday subjects with total ease. Why? Because nailing these personal narratives proves to the grader that you've got a rock-solid grasp of conversational English.
But, you know, the blueprint doesn't just stop at your front door. It expands outward. The syllabus naturally steps from your home into your broader daily life. So you'll see topics encompassing education systems, studying, and specific courses. Then it moves into training, careers, and even voluntary work. And it pushes even farther out into your local community, trips, days out, and navigating travel and transport. By tackling these topics, you're essentially showing the examiner exactly how you navigate society, moving seamlessly from your private, cozy sphere straight into the public and professional world. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Exploring Global Topics, the Wider World. Okay, once you've mastered the personal and community levels, the exam definitely steps it up a notch. We're transitioning to the much more complex, macro-level themes required by the blueprint. Here, they expect you to tackle big, societal topics. You need to be ready to discuss the environment, things like recycling, water scarcity, and power. You'll need to write about weather and climate, the massive impact of technology, like mobile phones, and how to navigate cultural differences, historical stories, and major global events. These are huge ideas. And to actually build effective arguments around these complex subjects, you're going to need some highly specific grammar tools, which actually leads us perfectly into the next phase of our explainer.
To really grasp the spectrum of this exam, just compare these two scales. On one side, you have a highly personal, everyday focus, like your daily interactions at home. But then, on the other side, you're looking at a global, systemic focus, like the environment and international power usage. Putting these side by side brilliantly highlights the massive range of vocabulary and perspective you have to bring on test day. Honestly, you need to be just as comfortable chatting about your morning routine as you are debating global recycling efforts.
All right, let's jump into Section 4, Your Essential Grammar Toolkit, Building the Structures. We are now shifting our focus from what to write about to how to actually construct it. So the crucial point is that this grammar list isn't just a boring set of abstract rules to memorize for some multiple choice test. No way. They are the literal, physical tools required to build your essay. Think about it. If the topics we just discussed are your bricks, these grammar points are your mortar. You simply cannot assemble a coherent essay on cultural differences without them. Let's crack open the toolkit and look at exactly what you need. You've got to have a firm grasp of tenses across the past, present, and future. You need direct and indirect questions. And yep, even those pesky question tags. You've got to pull out a wide, colorful range of adjectives and adverbs. You need comparatives using fewer and less, plus phrasal verbs, relative clauses, and conditionals.
I really want you to think of these as the hammers, nails, and wrenches of the English language. You pull out a conditional when you want to propose a hypothetical situation about the climate. You use strong adjectives when describing a historical festival. Every single tool in this box has a very specific job to do. Now, there is one tool in here that is absolutely vital for the structural integrity of your essay: language for organizing ideas. The syllabus explicitly demands that you use conjunctions and discourse markers when you're trying to connect complex ideas, like linking local weather patterns to global environmental actions. You absolutely have to deploy these discourse markers. Words like furthermore, however, or consequently. Those are the exact words that ensure your essay stands strong and actually makes logical sense to the examiner grading it. Finally, Section 5, Mastering Writing Functions, Putting Tools to Work. Okay, this is where it all comes together. We have our topic blueprint, and we have our grammar tools. Now let's look at the specific functions the exam requires you to perform. These functions are the active, physical tasks you must accomplish in your writing. You have to ask for and give advice. You'll need to narrate events in the past, give descriptions and opinions, make solid recommendations, report information, and identify key points. These are not just casual suggestions from the exam board. These are the specific actions the examiner expects to see executed on your paper. If the prompt is about a trip you took, you would better be narrating events in the past accurately. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the syllabus works together as one unified system. Let's say your topic blueprint is historical places and stories. To write about that successfully, you look over to your toolkit. Your function is to narrate events in the past, and the specific tool you pull out is past tenses. The topic gives you the what, and the function and grammar give you the how and why. It fits together like a giant puzzle. Let's completely solidify this toolbox metaphor. If the exam function requires you to make requests and recommendations, your go-to grammar tool should instantly be modal verbs, words like should, could, or might. If the function is to report and explain information, well, you're going to need reported speech. And if you need to give descriptions and opinions, you naturally reach for a great range of adjectives and adverbs. By understanding these direct interlocking links, you completely remove all the guesswork from your exam strategy. Let's move to and see how this builds into a highly practical, step-by-step approach you can use the second you sit down for the exam. Step 1. Identify the topic blueprint. Let's say the prompt is about shopping. Step 2. Select the grammar tools. You might say, hey, I'm going to use comparatives with fewer and less to talk about spending. Step 3. Execute the function. Use those exact comparatives to give descriptions and opinions about your shopping habits compared to your friends. By mentally organizing any exam question this way, you guarantee you're hitting every single requirement the grader is hunting for. Well, we've successfully decoded the structure and emptied out the toolkit. You now have the complete blueprint, from the personal, everyday sphere all the way up to global issues, and you have the essential grammatical tools to construct a truly masterful response. That official syllabus is no longer a dense, intimidating checklist, right? It's your personal, clear-cut roadmap to success. So, the final question I want to leave you with is this. You have the architectural plans, and you have the absolute best tools in the business. What will you build on exam day? Keep practicing, keep building those amazing structures, and we'll see you in the next explainer.